Jamie, welcome.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for catching up today. I mean, you must have been so busy since Croatia, and sort of, it was a whirlwind in itself anyway.
It really was. Yeah, coming back into teaching my studio work, and because the album came out whilst I was away, so coming back and kind of handling the singles and the release of it all and supporting it all, and back with the family and getting all that sorted. So
no rest for the wicked, as they say.
That's right.
Yeah, cool, mate.
We caught up with Casey and Gav and Matt as well in the last 6 weeks. I mean, they were still buzzing. I think it must have been 3 or 4 weeks since we spoke to Casey, but I mean, they were still buzzing. Have you still had that buzz carrying you through?
Absolutely.
Riding that wave.
Yeah. And there was, I know I've mentioned this before, but there was definitely something just very unique about that environment. That I think there's a certain part that just doesn't leave you. It's that connection to what you're doing. It kind of gave you more of it's like validation of what you're doing, and then knowing that it connected to so many people. Like I just had people from all around the world, and that was the thing about that event, about Balance, that how it had so
global.
Exactly. It wasn't a UK festival, it wasn't a USA festival. It was a global festival. So and for this kind of music, so the connections are made, or the conversations at the very least that I had with so many different people that I wouldn't have otherwise have had. People had spent so long waiting to have this music kind of environment. It was really special. So and it was great having my wife there, seeing what it meant to what my music meant to other people as they were talking to me. That was really special. So in that respect, I think it is that stays with you. It's not like, suddenly you come down and that's what really kind of made a real kind of special moment over the whole weekend.
Because I was reading you did the interview with Decoded, and you mentioned, I think it was something changed in you that festival. I mean, was that probably what you're just talking about there? Was that probably along the lines, or that was one of the main things. I guess the other thing was just that set opening up that stage and just having that connection. Just I can go into goosebumps thinking about it. Just having that so many friends and and strangers all there for that opening. That rush of people coming in, mate, that must have just that would have just destroyed your head. Hey, it was like, even just as a punter, just from down there, and seeing all that, I was just like, this is amazing. In
a funny way, it kind of reminds me a little bit of what happened with Infusion back in South America. When Hernan, this must have been maybe 2004, I think. And Hernan got us to play at Greenfields that year. And we were on quite early in the day, kind of early evening. It was pretty much was. And that particular stage, that kind of particular field that we were on, was pretty quiet. People kind of milling around, almost like having picnics and stuff. It was really, really quiet. And we were looking up, and we're still like excited to play. We're just kind of standing around watching the crowd. And Hernan comes up and goes, "Oh, don't worry, when you play, this will be packed."
The confidence.
That's really nice of you to say. We'll see. And then we got up onto the stage about an hour later or so, and so there was a curtain there, so we set up behind a curtain, and then there were like floodlights pointing down onto us on the stage. So when the curtain came back, we were kind of blinded by the floodlights. And I remember we were kind of building up whatever we started with. And when we dropped the kick and the bass in, the lights went out to the crowd, and it was like, holy crap! Like, I'll see people, and because it's early in the event at the event, which is completely unexpected. This kind of like, oh my God, that was an incredible moment. So in a way, it was kind of similar to that. I didn't really expect that many people to be there, and getting into the groove so quickly as well. Like, and everyone's kind of like,
especially the amount of people from Melbourne and Australia that were there as well. Because I've got quite a bit of footage which I'll send you eventually, from the start of your set, right from the back, behind, and the side of your set. When you turn the music on and just everyone gathering in front of the stage, and from that point on, I think it was just, I mean, because obviously you opened the yard stage, and from that point onwards for the next 3 days, it just seemed to be like an old school nightclub that, you know, because you've been there for 3 days, it seemed to be like a club that you've gone to for years. You know the faces, you know the vibe, and that's what it was like. It was just such a journey, and to kick it off like that, it was just phenomenal.
And it's just, there's just so much choice the whole time as well. It's like you're so spoiled.
Where's that cloning machine when you need it, right? Just to send yourself in all different areas. So
you know, it was all just so good. Now, I don't think it was the heat. It was so hot.
Well, they were in a heat wave apparently, so we'll see what happens next year. So
I just don't stop sweating.
My secret is collared shirts, just button-up shirts. They're the best thing. Like ditch t-shirts. That's or just no shirt or whatever. But that's all part of the experience, I guess.
From that, what were your standout moments for the weekend? As far as what you enjoyed and moments that, you know, other than your set sent goosebumps down your back, or
there were many. But there's one that I just can't get out of my head. Was the morning that Guy J was playing, and there's something really special about that morning. I could feel that it was really special. And we were with some people that we had spent last 2 hours talking to, these guys from Austria who are just so lovely, and it was just really kind of felt it felt really beautiful. And then went over to see Guy, and while we were dancing, listening to him, this other guy comes over and he said, just want to say, you know, that I've waited so long to see you play, and I've just been collecting your music for so long, and I just want you to know, his words were like, I want you to know that the people who know your music know what a legacy you're leaving, and I hope you know that.
Whoa.
And I swear, I started crying.
Oh my God.
His music was just so perfect. And the next moment, Guy J plays his remix he's done for me. There's a track called Tesla.
The serendipity, right?
And I was like, oh my God. So I ran over to the stage. I ran over to the stage, and Matta was there at the stage. And he was videoing like the reaction of the crowd after I told him that it was Guy's remix for me. And I saw Guy, and he said, I was full honor to remix you. And it was just like,
wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, it was very heartfult and really beautiful.
Oh my God. Just man, that's amazing. Wow.
That's never leaving.
That's never gonna leave, dude. That is never gonna leave. That's you know, that's even I'm starting to get teary.
It just felt so authentic and beautiful. To hear it come out like that. And I was saying to Alyssa that, like, there's, you know, like often you'll go to gigs and people will say, great set, like really enjoyed it, and that's great, they enjoy it. You know, and having that feedback what people were saying at Balance went way beyond that.
Yeah,
they talked about what the music meant to them.
There was definitely a glue that brought everyone together, I think. And I mean, I spoke with people. You sort of mentioned people from Austria. I spoke with people from South America, from Colombia, actually, with Camilo, who was playing after you on that Friday, and they were there to see him, as well as a couple of other Colombian and other South American DJs. And it was just special. I mean, do you think that by the time next August comes around, and the next Balance Croatia, it's going to be a vintage year for this type of music? Because the buzz that Matty and Gav and Casey, they're all like in the studio. We've got, we're focused.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's going to be like a vintage year because of people's excitement and inspiration?
Well, you mean
musically, sort of, the quality of music that could come out because of people's encouragement.
I think it's going to musically pretty magical. I think with the people that are going to be playing next year, and the people, because everyone's all the producers and DJs have spoken to each other about this event. I think knowing that energy and knowing what you can do with the crowd, knowing how attentive the crowd's going to be, and how reactive they are, I think, I mean, we're already going to, this year we're prepared to bring our A game. But something about
it's
knowing
what
you're like, okay, let's push even further.
I think that's the feeling I'm sort of just getting, based, we've had the first one, the energy, the vibe, obviously what everyone's taken away from that, and the excitement now for next year is just drilling pretty hard, including, there was obviously a lot of FOMO for people who didn't go for whatever reason. I know there are some people just decided that just not to go, and they're like, okay, I regret that. I regret that. I am buying my ticket. I'm not going to miss out on that. So this is kind of where I kind of see that kind of like, that energy. So there's going to be, the returners going, all right, it's game on, and it's the people coming for the first time is like, okay, all right, give it to me, right? So
I also kind of wonder, like, how the tickets are going to go, because I pretty much could guarantee that most people who went want to go again. And then all the people who go, well, I'm not missing out now. I don't know how they're going to accommodate everyone.
I think it's going to be like Glastonbury. It's going to be like Glastonbury. Well, I mean, I missed out on the super early birds because they were gone in 2 minutes. But I was so relieved I got the next day with the early birds. But I think, from trying to get Glastonbury tickets in this country over years, it's going to be obviously a much smaller but as effective version of ticket craziness. When they go on sale, it's going to be record time, I think.
Absolutely. No, and it's good to know that there's reason for people kind of craziness over the tickets. There's a it's justified.
Can't wait. Is it August yet?
You've got summer to come. You're blessed with summer still to come for you guys. Darker evenings and everything. But
your
fly by, I think.
Your next good weather's going to be next year, isn't it? So it's good escape for us.
With that that moment, actually, that because after your set, I went to get a drink and go to the toilet about 10-15 minutes after Camilo started, and I sort of ran into Tom. I was in such a daze. Tom sort of, are you all right? And I just went, wow. I can't believe what just happened. And I said, just capturing you, and then Camilo with Hernan and Cass facing you in the crowd. I said, I just can't believe what I've just seen, because so many DJs were dancing in the crowds. even before your set, but that was just like fantastic. I think you just like captured like a moment of the weekend, really. Like Balazs, Balazs the photographer as well, who got it as well. You know that, but that was. Just, were you aware of what was happening at that moment?
I saw it. Camilo actually pointed Hernan out to me. I saw Hernan at the back.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, he's standing in front of me. Norman was up there as well.
Yeah.
Because I just had a lunch with Katz and Norman earlier, and I knew that they were going to be there. They said they were going to be there front and center, and they were front and center. So yeah, I saw them for a while up there dancing away, and then the next thing I know, Hernan's there. And, oh my God.
It's a classic moment. There's I don't know if it was you who took the photo or was it Balazs, but there's the photo where there's Hernan there in the crowd, and there's this chick who's just looking, going, what?
You know what's so funny is that because my wife was down the front the whole time, and then when I finished, I said, I can't believe Hernan was there too. She's like, what? It's like a photo.
Oh my God. Oh, you gotta love it. And that just showed you that was like the true spirit of like of the festival, you know, egos and all that were left at the door, and it was just right, we're all here to celebrate the music, was here to celebrate each other and everything. And that's an experience that I personally will never forget. It just you know, I've never really personally experienced that elsewhere, you know, and it was just mind blowing.
Casey and Mario, when we were sitting around talking about it when we were all amongst the crowd, and Casey's like, okay, I think this is the new ADE. It's like, better weather, better people, you know, with a kind of environment. You know, it's all in the one. You don't have to kind of move around, and the people we you know meant to be meeting up with at ADE anyway. Why not do it in the European summer?
That's right.
In this kind of incredible setting.
I suppose the only thing you'd change really with about the festival is the distance from Melbourne, especially for you guys, and Australia.
Like we're used to having to travel, you know, to you know, it's kind of part of the course for us. You know, one of those things we just have to accept that it's always going to take a really long time.
Which is also why when we get there, the Aussies, you know, we all obviously got to get amongst it. So we got to make the most of these flights because they cost us a pretty penny. It's a long time. So
so damn sore. So, God.
But it was worth every penny.
100%.
I think I was doing like 50,000 steps a day. I was looking at my odometer or whatever it was, pedometer, whatever you call it. I'm like, wow.
I think I managed 134 kilometers that week. And that's like including airport sort of transit and so on. I looked at it on a Wednesday. I was like, shit, wow. I'll do it again tomorrow, you know, straight away. Without thinking, you know. I suppose with the distance, I mean, you know, because by next year it would have been 5 or 6 years of recovery in the industry since lockdowns and damage and things like that. So it's probably good for you. I mean, I've seen Anthony's timetables and tour gigs and stuff. You know, they've been building up over the last year or two. Are you feeling that's getting back sort of, you know, to a comfortable state now?
From what I can see, because I can't say I've got like a hectic international touring schedule. But from what I can see, with other DJs getting out there, I know there are definitely promoters struggling, still trying to get crowds, you know, to buy tickets early. I think that the whole post-COVID thing, whether or not it's caused by COVID or it's just, you know, the knock-on effect where the economy's at. I think people are still. It's definitely not got to those heights that it was pre-COVID, but you definitely see more people moving around, touring around for sure. I don't know how much of how much stuff is kind of absorbed by the promoters.
You mentioned as when I was reading that you're working on a bit more of a schedule for next year post Balance. Did you want to divulge a bit more, or is things still in the works or anything like that? Or
still in the works. So just in talks for different places around the world. But things are looking good, and it is good to be able to get out to new audiences, and that's what I loved about playing there in Skyline, and just like so nice to play to different people, different experiences.
I mean, touring obviously is nothing new to you, because obviously from your Infusion days, right? But I mean, it's probably been a long time since you've done like lots of proper international tours. So there's obviously there's newer people who probably don't know you as much from Infusion. They know you more for what you're doing now. I guess there was one thing that I obviously noticed a bit with the festival, as I spent a bit of time with you and Alyssa, and you couldn't walk more than 5 meters without somebody coming up to you the whole time, which I thought was fantastic. I loved seeing that. I thought that was brilliant. I mean, did you experience that a bit with Infusion as well? Or was just kind of getting mugged like you were at Balance? That was this is
what I was saying to Alyssa. I said, I think you might have been there at the time. I don't remember ever having that. At a festival. Oh, maybe a little bit like Creamfields in Argentina, like that. It was all a little bit kind of surreal back then, but I can't recall any other festivals where it was just like literally every 5 meters.
No,
but so I obviously had that touring experience then, but now obviously it's very different. Family and teaching and all kinds of things now. So I'd like to kind of do it in kind of smaller. Small blocks. There's no way I could
do it 2 or 3 months.
I wouldn't want to kind of go away for that long either.
So
short and sharp and make it worthwhile.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for that, Jamie. So bring it on, and more power to you.
And on that note as well, with especially with the new album and exploring soundscapes away from the club scene, which is lovely to see. Are you thinking that maybe in the next year or so you'll be doing more live gigs, as in not DJing but performance?
I mean, it's something that I've considered, and definitely speaking to my label about stuff like that. It's a matter of like how I do it, where I would do these sorts of shows, and having the time to prep all that stuff as well. So at the moment, I'm kind of swamped with a load of other things, but when I do have the time to think about how that would look, I would definitely want to kind of do that in some capacity.
I was on the road today, driving a few hours, and so I put on the mix you just did for when we did, right? And that was absolutely mind blowing. I think that made that drive for me just changed everything. It was just brilliant. And I'm like, I would love to see you do a set or something like that.
Full-side afternoon sets would be. I'd love to do that. There's something about just kind of being open to all the music you love, and not not being blinkered about it. There's room for it all, and I guess when you are true to the music you love and you're authentic about it, I think that's the thread that I think people will connect to. It's not just I'll try a bit of this, I'll try a bit of that. This is music that
it's from the heart, right?
Me.
Yeah,
I think it would go with. I think I'm sure that would apply to absolutely anyone who makes music. I think people like to hear kind of where different ideas come from, and
they want to hear more. People, they know an artist for one, maybe one or two things, but like want to hear more of your influences. I certainly do, because being exposed to so much over so many years, right? So good to let that all flow through.
I'm like a musical sponge, and I'm sure a lot of people are. But I really try to listen to as much different types of music as I can. There's just it's just too beautiful not to, really. There's just so much out there that's and new stuff that I missed when I was too young. Everything really.
Definitely. Because I noticed if you mentioned Slow Dive on the shoegaze sound, especially. I mean, I saw Slow Dive last year, and they were amazing at End of the Road Festival in Dorset. But that whole
this year,
the whole retrospective shoegaze sound, if it's used in production, as you mentioned in the article, it can make a big difference in sound, and it's great incorporating it all.
Yeah, and to be honest, it took a while to. It took some more kind of experimentation of how do I integrate this in an authentic way that doesn't sound like I'm just like, I'm going to make one of those, and I'm going to make one of those, and I'll just collide. Because I know that was kind of something I learned. There's a bit of a mistake of mine when I get eager about something, and I go, okay, I'm going to make one of those. But it's I've kind of learned to go, okay, what is it about that? So rather than copying it, the whole thing, what is it that I'm kind of connected to? What's resonating with me? What's the essence of it? And how can I kind of integrate the essence of it?
So it's trying to understand it first rather than
and then think how experiment with how it's going to gel that feels like that feels like me, rather than just like a version of their songs or something. And that's why I like kind of being inspired by a whole range of music where it all gets filtered through you, and that's gives you a bit more of a not only a identity, but it's more fun as well. I've never been a real purist when it comes to music production, in case you haven't noticed. Okay.
Wouldn't have guessed.
But I wish I could play guitar. Like I really, really wish I could play guitar. Like there's stuff I would like to do that I kind of have to kind of work out the long way. I do think the long way around. So I actually do have a guitar, but it's all done very slowly and like one little bit at a time. I wish I could start.
So have you considered lessons, or?
I have actually. I have. I'm thinking I might actually. I mean, probably teach myself on YouTube. I mean, it's but you need to kind of just discipline, I think.
That's it. No, cool. Why not? They can teach an old dog new tricks, as they say. So.
Dog.
No,
cool. Have you got a sort of moving into the new year now and the summer in Australia? Have you got, as you said, you don't want to do it all the time because it would just be, sort of exhaustive. Have you got a nice schedule coming up for the next 3 months, say?
Got a few little bits and pieces. Playing in Brisbane. I can see you, mate. Playing with Hernan and Graziano in Brisbane at the end of this month. I've got New Year's Eve in New Zealand, which will be awesome. Dave's playing at that too.
That's gonna be fantastic.
Absolutely love New Zealand. So
have you got like a week over there post the
we're going to like 10 days or so in New Zealand, and it's one of its nice favorite countries. So other gigs, there's a few things kind of in the pipeline, but a few things that aren't quite confirmed yet. So, little bits and pieces here and there, but I've got so much studio work to do. I can't really overcommit myself. So next year's going to be insane. So just been trying to work out release dates for everything, trying to not step on people's toes and trying to spread things out. Next year's like crazy musically. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
can't wait. Exciting times ahead.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us today. It's been everyone's been sort of trying to keep their emotions down after not maybe after Croatia, but it's just looking forward to next year anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be a special one again.
Really appreciate, Jamie. Thanks for jumping on board and having a bit of a post festival chat. So really appreciate, mate. So means a lot. So and bring on 2026. I think